connection with each other and with God. God is creator, or however we experience that within us. So it's connection to our higher self too. So I could really feel that today. And the other thing that I noticed is that it's lighter outside. For quite some time, it seems like forever, right? When I've started getting ready to do my show, it's been starting to get dark, and now it's bright outside. And so it just is very much, the energy is uplifting, it's expanding, it's brighter. And so that's really exciting for me. I can feel it moving, I can feel the upliftment. It was interesting today because one of the things that I do on Tuesdays as I prepare for the show and as I just kind of prepare myself for the week is I allow myself to move into my inner voice and really listen to what's happening in there. Hi, Holly and Karen and Christy and Linda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. And as I was in that space, and as I'm listening to my inner wisdom, I was really getting this message so strong that it's so important that we begin to understand that our power, our awesomeness, our beauty, our love, everything isn't outside of us. And I've been talking about this a lot. I know you guys have heard me talking about this, but it's really, really important that we understand that everything that we have looked outside of us for is within us, and to really begin to acknowledge that. And how that conversation got started is I started seeing all of a sudden, I'm not sure if it was to bring it to my attention, but all these people that channel someone, channel Archangel Michael, channel the Galactics, channel. And I used to do that too. And I got a ton of channeling videos on this channel. And it's great. And I'm not going to take any of them down, even after this message that I got, because I stand behind the messages that came through. But what I was getting really strong is when we channel, we're kind of giving our power out to something outside of us. And it's so important that we now begin to realize that everything is within. Our wisdom is within. God is within, and God is everything. So if we're channeling, say, an angel, that wisdom, that connection is within. It's not something outside of us that is telling us something to tell you guys. It really is the wisdom of the angelic realm, the frequency, the dimension of the angels that is coming up from within. And so it's a little bit of a shift, but that little bit of a shift is really going to make it so that we begin to claim our place in this new world that we're creating, in the old world that's crumbling, and begin to really walk with the wisdom that we are all one, and not just you and me, but everything, including God and the angels, archangels, the masters. We're all one. And it's not something that is just outside of us. That's still that guru mentality where they have the wisdom. Because what happens is, hey, Christy. Oh, very cool, Christy. Yes, Christy's going, this afternoon, all of a sudden, I felt the shift of, wow, I feel great. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling it with you. And I think this message I got is part of that, where we're shifting into that space where we're connecting into like the understanding more that everything is within, but we're not separate, but it's within. So when I'm saying I'm channeling an angel, which I used to love to channel Archangel Michael, I used to channel Jesus and Mother Mary and Saint Germain and, all this. And even when I was doing that, I was feeling like all this information was coming from within me, right? So like I wasn't seeing an entity outside of me who was telling me to tell you guys stuff. And so, I don't know if that's how other channels do it. I don't know. I know some channels like put their beingness away and allow things to come in and talk. I'm like, that's not going to happen. But at the same time, I realized that what was coming through me was partially from me, a higher aspect of me. But because I wasn't willing and ready to claim my divine authority, to claim my divine power, to say I am, because I didn't think that people would listen to me if it was me sharing my wisdom. I was presenting it and not totally consciously. I was kind of doing it within the way it was being done in the spiritual community at the time. But I was also vaguely aware of this. I was doing what I thought I should be doing. But I figured people would listen to the messages. And it wasn't so much about me, but the messages. If they thought it was coming from an angel, or if they thought it was coming from Mary Magdalene, if they thought it was coming from Saint Germain. And so I did that, and the messages were beautiful and wonderful. And again, you'll find some of them here on my channel, and I stand by the messages. I was thinking maybe I was going to take them down after I kind of been pondering this, but I'm like, no, I stand by the messages because the messages are important and people need to hear them. But I also am really gaining the understanding that these messages are coming from us, from me. These channelings aren't something else telling us this stuff that we're sharing with you. It's an aspect of us. It's a part of us. And we're connecting into these, what we consider to be wiser parts of us that is bringing this wisdom. And if we say it's coming from Archangel Michael, maybe people will hear it. But now I feel like it's time for us to say, no, this is coming from me. And it's coming from my understanding that I am one with Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is in me. I'm not negating that there is an Archangel Michael in an archangelic realm of consciousness that expresses itself through me. But I'm also acknowledging that it's my wisdom too. And I think that shift in that, I just I just had the thought come through. Part of it is the shift of the energy into Aquarius, right? Part of that is that Aquarian shift. But part of it too is we have to claim our authority here. We have to stop giving our power away to something outside of us, something other. Oh, I'm channeling Mother Mary. No, the wisdom of the masters flows through me and as me and operates as this sometimes and operates as you sometimes, because we're all connected and we're all here. And to begin to step into that authority and step into that claiming our rightful place as the presence of God manifest in this time matrix. Is that kind of big and scary for you guys? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And how many of you have been doing this kind of work, but feeling like, but wait, there's more. It's like excuse me. I made cookies earlier. How many of you feel like, gosh, I'm doing this and I'm bringing these beautiful messages through and I believe in them and I know they're true and I know they're good and I know this being or this consciousness that I'm aware with is good. But have had a little inkling in there that, there's something just a little bit more. There's a little bit more, and make a comment. Make a comment if you've just kind of felt that, because that's kind of how I felt. It was like I have all this stuff. I've been doing this for a super long time. It's really good, but it's like there's just a smidgen more. And just that smidget is gonna make everything lock in. Bam. And I feel like this understanding that's been working around here, and you guys have heard me talking about this, but it really is like the pole went in the slot, right? You know, you're setting something up and it went clink, clink, to where we got to allow ourselves to step into who we really are as this presence that we've been giving our power away to. And there's good, it's good. That's the thing. It's not that it's bad, but we're still giving our power away. Oh, well, Archangel Michael said. A lot of you guys that are here right now have been working with me for a long time. How often did I used to say, well, Archangel Michael said, oh, Archangel Michael, oh, Archangel Michael just said, felt totally natural, felt totally okay. It wasn't wrong. And I stand by it still. But I always felt like not 100% bang. But now where I'm like, yeah, he's in and as and around, just like God is like omnipotent, omnipresent, right? All powerful, all present. Everything is. We are. We're a part of this creative force, this creative energy, this electromagnetic that is life. We got to step into that and say, yeah, I am that. That wisdom that may be attributed to Archangel Michael or to Jesus or Mother Mary. And I love them so much. But it flows through me. And do I have to go, well, I said that? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about ego. I'm talking about authenticity. I'm talking about knowing who you are. Ooh, this feels so good. I feel like I've got tickles inside my belly. Knowing who you are as part of all of this, and stop giving our power away. You have a word of wisdom that you feel is connected to the wisdom of Archangel Michael. That's awesome. And you want to share it? That's awesome. And you even feel like it's the wisdom of Archangel Michael. That's awesome. If you feel like sharing that, that's awesome. But understand that it's also you. And you get to claim that part of you now so that you can stand in your full power on both of your legs in that authentic understanding of who you are. How does that feel? The imposter syndrome. That's one of those words that people talk about that. And I think we have to be careful with using that. It's a little bit shaming. We don't want to shame people because what that is, that imposter syndrome is really just not quite there yet. But it's not like we can all like rush to it and bam. We have to walk through the process of getting there and understanding, right? It's not like I just knew it. I've been teaching all this stuff for, oh my gosh, 23 years now. Slowly understanding. Went from being an accountant in a law firm with some psychic gifts, right? And learning and growing and learning and growing and all the different stages we go to begin to embody ourselves and understand who we are and get deeper and further and expanded and deeper and expanded and deeper and expanded until all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's the sweet spot. And understand as you grow more and more and more, that sweet spot's going to change. It's going to get deeper. It's going to get broader. And once we conquer this time matrix, there's a bazillion more. So this journey goes on and on. We're never there. But this is huge for humanity right now. Sitting here in the age of Aquarius at the turn of the yugas, at the change of the cycles, of the revelation of the new earth, of the crumbling of the old and the beginning of the new. We're birthing something new. And the pioneers are here. You and me, Jesus, Mary, Archangel Michael, all embodied within us. And if we understand that, we move forward in creating this beautiful new template, this beautiful new matrix, understanding that we are all that beauty and that wonder. Not that we have to draw it from somewhere else or count on Archangel Michael to show up. But it's already in us, and we can move and create from that space. Ooh. Well, Holly, no, you didn't say that poorly at all. You said exactly what needed to be said, that imposter syndrome. Yeah. I've had people tell me, that I have imposter syndrome. That I'm worried about not, saying the wrong thing, blah, 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 which I have. It's true. But it's also a term that people, not you, but other people have used to kind of shame you. Think of the word syndrome. You have a syndrome. That is there's something wrong with you term, right? Our language has been really turned against us. And it's super important that we begin to be super conscious of how we're using our languaging. And that's why I said that, Wahali. That's why I said those words and said that we've all felt that imposter thing, right? We all have. Anybody who's on the journey and who's conscious, we've all had that. But we're being asked to cast that aside because a lot of that comes from, I'm not worthy, right? I know it came from me. Matter of fact, the first time I ever saw that, what was that movie? Garth and Wayne. Party Time. Excellent. I remember when they were doing that, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. And I was so identified with that. That's me. We got to get over that stuff. You guys do too. Because we're all connected together. And it's so beautiful. And I was so excited. To come and share this with you guys. And actually, I'm going to tell you, Wayne's World. Thank you, Wahali. Wayne's World. Party Time. Excellent. Great movie. Freaking great movie. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. I really want to see everybody really stepping into their power this year. Really casting aside all that doubt, all that nonsense, all that programming from outside, and just claim it. Just claim it. Grab your ego, kiss it until it giggles, and let's go. Let's go. Yeah, well, Holly, absolutely. Hey, Aisha, yay. Yeah, well, Holly, I did too for a long, long time. Where Holly's saying I have an easier time when I allow my wisdom to come through whomever I'm channeling. Yeah. And so that is great. To begin to realize it's your wisdom that's coming up, maybe from the frequency of the angels or archangels, but it's your wisdom. And I know a lot of this awareness is coming through because I have been working on, I've got a class coming up on Saturday. It's called Secret to Ascension. And we're going to learn about the 5 density, 15 dimensional time matrix that we live in. And when you learn this, and you learn this construct that we're living in, and you learn the game, and you learn where we are in all of this, it's just like the mind just opens and you begin to understand. So I've been working on that. And I've been studying this stuff for about 1.5 years now. But putting it together, having to put it together as a class, take all the bits of information I have and put it together for a class for you guys. has been like, whoa, so mind expanding. I even had one day where I had a meeting that evening and I could barely stay like in my body because I was just like, and that's the expansion. That's the expansion. And I want to say, if you're still not comfortable saying, I'm feeling from the angelic realms these words, or just speak it, you don't have to clarify it at all. It's your wisdom too, right? That's okay too. If you're not ready to do that, that's okay. Bring it out. You'll get there. We need to make sure that we're all in different places. And the people that you're talking to, maybe they need it that way, and maybe, even though I'm doing it a different way, doesn't mean I'm 100% right either. This is just what I'm learning to share with you guys. There's a lot of people who want to hear Archangel Michael speak. That's cool. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just sharing this bit of what I'm getting and what I understand. And that's how it's always going to be. I'm always going to share what I have, but I'm not a guru. I'm not someone that knows everything. I don't claim to be. I never will claim to be. All I know is what I know, what I've known, what I will know, and I'll share it with you guys. And take what feels good and leave the rest. And we're all shifting and changing and learning, right? Next week it'll be something different. That's what makes it super good. Right. And shared wisdom is the frequency we meet on. Absolutely. There is a field. There is a field out there where there's no wrongdoing or right doing. I'll meet you there. It's roomy. Right. So it's super cool